Zodiac signs and their sex appeal. Check timeline for your zodiac sign. Aries. Aries has an unmistakably bold and unapologetic sex appeal. Their confidence is loud, visible, and hard to ignore. They're comfortable showing skin, whether that means flexing muscles, wearing revealing clothes, or simply owning their physical presence. Their flirtation is direct and fearless, which is a huge part of their attraction. Aries enjoys the thrill of pursuit, but only when the other person can match their bravery. If someone hesitates too much or seems unsure, Aries may second-guess making the first move. Their sex appeal thrives on mutual boldness and chemistry. They want desire to feel obvious, exciting, and slightly risky. When confidence is returned, Aries becomes even more magnetic and irresistible. Taurus. Taurus has a deeply sensual and grounded sex appeal that's rooted in touch and presence. They enjoy physical closeness through subtle gestures, lingering hugs, gentle touches, and comfortable proximity. Rather than dressing overtly provocative, Taurus often opts for understated looks paired with rich textures or intoxicating scents. Their attraction lies in effortlessness. They somehow look alluring without trying. Taurus is the type to wear beautiful lingerie purely for themselves, not necessarily for an audience. Their sex appeal feels slow, indulgent, and luxurious, drawing people in quietly rather than demanding attention. It's intimate and earthy, appealing to the senses rather than shouting for validation. Taurus attracts others simply by being comfortable in their body and skin. Gemini. Gemini's sex appeal comes from the way they speak, move, and express themselves. Even in simple clothes, messy hair, or no makeup, there's something captivating about their energy. Their voice, quick wit, and playful communication make them incredibly attractive. Gemini flirts effortlessly through conversation, jokes, and clever observations, often without realizing how seductive they're being. Mental stimulation is their strongest weapon. Being drawn to intelligence fits them perfectly. Their charm feels light, curious, and engaging, pulling people in through connection rather than appearance alone. Gemini's appeal is dynamic and ever-changing, making others want to keep listening, learning, and staying close just to see what they'll say or do next. Cancer. Cancer's sex appeal is subtle, quiet, and often unexpected. It doesn't stand out immediately and usually reveals itself only once you truly get to know them. They have a gentle presence that can suddenly shift into flirtation or a perfectly timed suggestive comment, catching others off guard. That contrast is what makes them alluring. Cancer's attractiveness feels intimate and personal, not performative. Their softness draws people in, while their hidden boldness keeps things interesting. You don't notice their sex appeal at first glance, but once you do, it's unforgettable. It's rooted in emotional depth, warmth, and an ability to surprise people when they least expect it. Leo. Leo's sex appeal is bold, confident, and attention-grabbing. Much like Aries, they enjoy dressing in ways that make them feel attractive and admired. They thrive on being noticed and often seek reassurance that others find them desirable. Leo likes knowing they turn heads, even if they have no intention of acting on it. This need for validation can sometimes spark jealousy in relationships, but it's rooted in wanting to feel wanted. Their presence is warm and magnetic, and they carry themselves like they belong in the spotlight. Leo's sex appeal is about being seen, desired, and admired. It's theatrical, radiant, and impossible to ignore. Virgo. Virgo's sex appeal is refined, controlled, and quietly intoxicating. They may dress conservatively most of the time, but when they choose to look sexy, they do it flawlessly. Think perfectly tailored clothes that highlight their body without ever crossing into excess. They embody a classic, polished sensuality that feels deliberate and elegant. Virgo never looks messy or overdone. Everything about them feels intentional. Like Taurus, they have a sensual presence, but there's also an air of distance that makes them seem untouchable. That sense of restraint, being the one you can't quite have, is a huge part of their allure and makes their sex appeal incredibly powerful. Libra. Libra's sex appeal is graceful, charming, and effortlessly classy. Similar to Virgo, their attractiveness feels polished, but Libra adds a soft, sweet edge. They enjoy flirting and expressing attraction, yet they never let it get chaotic or inappropriate. When Libra dresses sexy, it always looks natural and balanced, perfectly aligned with their personality. Their charm comes from how well they carry themselves, poised, social, and emotionally aware. Libra likes feeling attractive and admired, but in a tasteful way. Their sex appeal lies in harmony, elegance, and social ease. They draw people in with warmth and beauty rather than intensity, making their allure feel inviting and refined. Scorpio. Scorpio has a powerful magnetic sex appeal that's hard to explain and impossible to ignore. They embody the classic femme fatale or Casanova energy, sparking curiosity and desire in almost everyone they encounter. Even without revealing clothing, Scorpio radiates sexuality through their presence alone. A subtle scent, bedhead hair, or a dark, mysterious vibe is enough to make people intrigued. Their allure feels raw, intense, and slightly dangerous. Often, Scorpio isn't even fully aware of how seductive they are. It's simply part of who they are. Their sex appeal comes from depth, mystery, and an undeniable aura that pulls others in effortlessly. Sagittarius. Sagittarius has a playful, carefree sex appeal that feels spontaneous and unpredictable. It's often hard to tell whether they're seriously flirting or just joking, which adds to their allure. They usually don't put much effort into how they dress, yet it somehow always works in their favor. Their I don't care attitude makes them attractive without trying. Sagittarius flirts freely, though most of the time it's lighthearted and not meant to lead anywhere. Their sex appeal comes from their energy, humor, and freedom-loving spirit rather than intention. People are drawn to their easygoing nature and sense of fun, even when the attraction isn't taken seriously. Capricorn. Capricorn's sex appeal is commanding, controlled, and undeniably dominant. They have an aura that makes people want to listen, obey, and lean in closer. When they choose to dress sexy, it's done with classic elegance. Think old Hollywood glamour that feels timeless and powerful. Capricorn doesn't rely on flirtation or seductive tone. They don't need to. Their presence alone draws attention. They appear composed, serious, and confident, which makes their allure even stronger. There's something about their restraint that feels provocative. Capricorn's sex appeal lies in authority, composure, and quiet confidence, making others want to surrender control without being asked. Aquarius. Aquarius has an unusual, hard-to-define sex appeal that feels intriguing rather than obvious. Similar to Scorpio, they can give off a rebellious or edgy vibe, but without the darkness. Their attractiveness comes from originality and mystery. They usually feel awkward dressing overtly sexy and prefer not to try too hard. However, the way they talk, playful, flirtatious, and unconventional, often reveals their seductive side. Aquarius draws people in through curiosity and conversation. Their sex appeal feels intellectual and unexpected, making others want to explore what's beneath the surface. It's not loud or performative, but it lingers long after the interaction ends. Pisces. Pisces is often unaware of just how sexy they are. They can flirt for hours without realizing it, simply being themselves. When someone makes a direct move, they might become shy, awkward, or flustered, even if they're interested. Their innocence creates a contrast that makes their sex appeal even stronger. Pisces has a soft, dreamy energy that draws people in effortlessly. Despite appearing gentle and reserved, they often have a surprisingly bold side that shows up privately or online. Their allure lies in vulnerability, imagination, and emotional depth, making their sex appeal feel intimate, mysterious, and quietly provocative. Thank you for watching the video, and let me know your thoughts in comments box below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the updates.